your favorite abandoned warehouse weirdo here, Sarah, with another car review. And today I got a vet. It's a 2019 Corvette Grand Sport Convertible. It's the kind of car you drive around in and yell "F yeah" every time you give it the gas. And if you don't, the exhaust will do it for you. This thing has many hairless eagles under the hood, and they're loud. Why do I talk about hairless eagles? Is that French fry? Oh, it's a bean. Oh, I'm not done the video yet. Oops. I've always been a huge fan of the C7 Corvette ever since it was in a Transformers movie back in the day, and yes, that's considered back in the day now. What I like about it though is it has more cooling ducts than a pond in Tucson. Somebody just laughed at that. Duck, 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 duck. I'm not gonna say goose, they're ducts. Ducts. Quack. This car has 285 width tires up front, 335s in the rear, 19-inch wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Super Sport rubber, which means this car is built to boogie. And I don't care, boogie is a cute word. Go ahead, right now, I don't care where you guys are at, say the word boogie. Doesn't matter if you're in a plane, at work, sitting on the couch, whatever, just say it out loud. It'll make you feel good about yourself. The taillights on the C7 have always been one of my favorite touches because they have eyeliner. And they kind of look like Alice Cooper. He lives in Arizona, I believe. I want to point out real quick though, I just washed this car yesterday for the review, so it'd be all nice and shiny for you guys. And these brake pads, although they're aggressive and they have good stopping power, they kick out a ton of dust, like an unnecessary amount of dust. They're already completely filthy. And I only drove this thing like 15, 20 miles. When a car costs just over $70,000, you should expect a lot out of it. And you're getting a lot out of this car in the performance department. I mean, let's be honest, if you're a car enthusiast and you're buying a Corvette, you're buying it for what's under the hood. People wouldn't be taking LS engines out of old Corvettes and stuffing them into anything possible if these engines weren't incredible. And that's why people buy Corvettes. I mean, you can take cars twice the price of this thing to Gapplebee's for lunch. Now, as far as the interior goes though, yeah, there are some cheap materials in here. There's some squeaks and rattles when you're driving the car, but I think when you buy a car like this, you should accept the faults and you buy it for the pros, and the pros are the performance. In case you were wondering, the name of this color is called Blade Silver. These little red stripies mean Grand Sport. But the thing I like about these Corvettes is there's tons of color combinations between different color tops, different paint colors, different color stripes. You can get stripes up here, and it's kind of like building a Mini Cooper on the Mini Cooper website if you've ever done that, with how many different color combinations there is. The interior is nice looking in here. There's lots of cool gadgets, like behind the infotainment system. There's a hidden cubby, which is usually just wasted space on most cars. That's clever. And then on the passenger side, the passenger has their own little climate control gauge and buttons and controls underneath one of the vents. It's really cute. And then over here underneath the stereo and climate control buttons, there's a little silver Matchbox car showing the heritage of the Grand Sport Corvette. I think that's cute. I like the Corvette and I have a lot of respect for these cars, and they're amazing value too when you buy them on the used market. It wouldn't be YouTube if someone didn't make a comment telling me to take my top off because it's a convertible. So I will take the car's top off because I'm not a sloot. Now I see why this car was in Transformers. Ding, fries are done. The trunk on this car is fairly decent size considering it's a convertible and a sports car, but watch this. Oh my God, this is really hard to close. Ready? It's robots. Inside the knobs of the HVAC controls actually have a little gauge to show you the temperature and the amount of airflow. I think that's very classy and it looks good. I like how the heads-up display when you're driving the car kind of sits in the valley between the wheel arch and then the bulge in the center of the hood. It's a neat feature. I finally understand the definition of weird flex, and that is the fact that they use a button to open the door on this car from the inside. There is also a lever on the floor, but it's like, oh, the car is making robot noises. I was hoping, because I sat here for the past hour recording this in-car part of the video that probably took like 3 minutes, that the engine would be cold enough for me to start and have a cold start, but it's over 100 degrees outside. That's why I'm pouring sweat, so it's not gonna happen. Still sounds good though. Welcome to Garage Science with Sarah. If you're new to Corvettes, the hood's open the other way. Made it a little confusing to try to film this. Anyway, powering the 7th Gen Grand Sport Corvette behind me is Chevy's LT1. It's an all-aluminum pushrod V8 with direct injection and a dry sump oil pump that puts out 460 horse at 6,000 RPM and 465 pound-feet of torque at 4,600 RPM. If you're a bit confused when I say LT1, you're thinking of an engine from back in the 90s because you're about that LS life now. The LT1 that is found in the 7th Gen Corvette is very similar to the prior LS generation engines. However, it has different block casting, head design, oiling, and now obviously it's a little bit more advanced because of the fact that it has direct injection and variable valve timing. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic, which is an 8L90E, and I actually really like this automatic transmission. I'm normally not a fan of autos, but I think it'd be a hard choice between this and the Tremec TR6070 7-speed manual transmission you can get in these. Real quick, I want you guys to take note at just how small the footprint is of this LT1, and this is similar with other LS series GM engines. That's why you see them stuffed into so many different types of project cars. Now keep in mind how small it is, and don't worry for all you old schoolers if this newfangled wizardry under the hood is making you think that it's not up to standards of yesteryear. GM still uses a forged crankshaft, forged connecting rods, and hyperutectic aluminum pistons. That's really fun to say. In the name of science, I shall now take this car to Senderitaville. So I'm going to double tap the traction control button, and that will give me another menu. I'm gonna put active handling in, let's see, race, because I'm gangster. I'm just gonna take off from a dead stop because I don't believe this package actually has the launch control, because I went through the menu a million times and I could not find the competition setting for launch control. So, okay, ready? Dead stop. Manual mode. Go. All right. That means that that thing means business. Alright, time for the braking test. No one behind me. Oh, this is gonna suck. Ready? Oh my god. Oh, I think I just resurfaced the road. That was the most aggressive braking test I've done yet. Oh my vision is messed up. That, no joke, this thing can stop. This isn't even the carbon ceramic brake package. I don't think the carbon ceramic brakes would really affect stopping distance as much as it would heat dissipation. Because I think the clamping force would be relatively the same with the carbon ceramics, because that's controlled by the size of the pots on the calipers. And I believe the carbon ceramic advantage is heat dissipation. I have reviewed the Z06 version of the C7 Corvette with the Lingenfilter 720 package on top of that. There's a link above to that review. Was one of the fastest cars I've ever driven in my entire life. This thing, for being stock, is still really damn fast. Now, the 8-speed automatic, I don't really see it as a downfall with this car because it is so good. When you put it in the track mode, it bangs off shifts almost like a little explosion is going off, and there's an extra audible sound every time you shift in the track mode. If you miss shift, it doesn't just bounce off rev limiter or shift for you. No, it pretty much falls on its face and it's just like, ugh. And then the car does nothing. And then you can proceed to drive after the car makes you feel embarrassed. Which is, it's kind of a neat feature actually. I like that. It like overemphasizes someone's lack of ability to drive by making you feel dumb. different driving modes, the car defaults to the touring setting, which you can notice the suspension is a lot softer. The ride overall is a lot softer. The shifts are less aggressive. And the crazy thing about this car, not even in the eco mode, is Chevy does have the active cylinder management where it'll shut off half the cylinders while you're driving, essentially making this car a V4. But you can get over 30 miles per gallon on the highway with this. How good is this car's turning radius? Oh my God. This thing has an absolutely abysmal turning radius. I feel like I have to do the Austin Powers turn to turn around. This is pretty spread. Hi, bird. I don't know what kind of bird that is. I thought it was a woodpecker, but this is all metal, so maybe it's a metal pecker. Is there such thing as a metal pecker? If you guys have never seen one of my reviews before, I have a pointless rating system called the bean score. It's a rating of 1 to 5 beans based on the feeling you get in your gut when you give it the beans. So this 2019 Corvette Grand Sport is going to get a rating of 3 beans and 1 pie, which is the equivalent of 3.14. I didn't do that well in math. I don't know. There's a bunch of other numbers that follow. Bean pie, because America. Anyway, with all seriousness, I like the Corvettes because when they're a few years old, they become affordable for the average person to buy. But with the new C8 generation Corvette coming out, this is going to be the last of the front engine rear drive Corvettes. So will these things depreciate as much as the prior generations? Anyway, I'll see you guys soon with another review. Bye! Over there on the wall, someone spray painted an acronym. Actually, all the spray painting in here are acronyms, I believe. That one says Flex, but it's spelled with a K. And I think it stands for Fast Lizards Eat Kale Salad. Kale salad sounds good and lizards are cute. I like that. I wouldn't spray paint acronyms though. I'd put like a jar of pickles and like a baby giraffe riding a skateboard. Maybe a penguin chef cooking a pizza. That'd be cute. Or like a Corvette. No?